Beautiful ones, last September's Pisces partial lunar eclipse whispered, "It's time to start unmasking." Now, this Sunday's total Pisces lunar eclipse declares no more pretending. So, if you felt the nudge for a year, this is the moment the nudge becomes a knowing. Welcome, beautiful ones. I'm Cindi, psychic medium, astrologer, and guide here at Simply Cindi. My passion is not just to translate the stars and planets, but also to give you tools to embody what they reveal. Because knowing isn't enough. You came here to become. And just to let everyone know, this is the first forecast that shifts timelines, released now on our new day, Sundays. So if you want the truth every week, be sure to use YouTube's new feature and hype this video now so it finds the ones who need it. Now, let's center ourselves. I want you to take a deep breath, hand on your heart, and whisper with me. My body is included in my mission. Now let's begin. Now, a year ago, this is on September 17th, 2024, a year ago, under the partial, this was a partial eclipse, Pisces eclipse, the story began. Fate demanded a choice. The wound stood face to face with desire. Uranus asked, "Do you feel free, or are you still wearing masks?" And Pisces whispered, "The body must catch up to the soul." Mars squared the nodes at this time. Back in 2024, Mars was squaring the nodes here and here, right here, for the cardinal signs. That's Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. This may have felt like standing at crossroads you could no longer ignore. Maybe it was a career shift, a relationship ultimatum, or even an undeniable urge to finally claim your own authority. Also, Chiron opposed Venus. The wound stood face to face with what we desired. So, for the fixed signs, which are Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius, it likely touched what you thought was unshakable. Friendships, finances, and even your health routines may have cracked open, showing you where the wound still lives under the surface, even if the outer world looked steady. Then at that same time, Uranus, right here, turned retrograde, and it was asking, "Do you feel free, or are you still wearing the mask?" And for the mutable signs, Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces, this was deeply personal. The masks were harder to keep on. The contradictions in daily life impossible to ignore. Change pressed in from all sides. It was demanding flexibility, but also honesty. And through it all, Pisces whispered, "The body must catch up to the soul, because no matter the sign, the body has carried the war of your becoming." And the Virgo Pisces axis right here reminded us all, your spirit can evolve quickly, but your nervous system, your breath, your immune system, they all needed time to catch up. Now, I did a couple of videos back then a year ago, and I'll attach them up here so you can watch them if you want. But I told you then the unmasking had begun. Conditioning was falling away. So what was put on us, what we thought we knew, what we were taught to know, um, from our culture, from our society, from our families, from our friendships, and all of that, that conditioning was falling away. And I knew it even in my own life. I had just made last year the leap from California to Oregon. I was stepping into my nodal return as well. And Spirit was very clear with me, authenticity or nothing. But I also said this, your soul may understand, but your body does not yet. So I want you to think back this past year. Where did you finally take off the mask? Maybe in your relationships, in your work, or even and especially in how you speak to yourself. And where did you still feel the weight this whole year of the old mask, even after your soul knew it didn't belong? So the Pisces Virgo axis asks us to heal what the body has carried through wars. Maybe your nervous system has been louder this last year, asking for rest instead of constant pushing. Maybe your body has revealed grief that you thought you had already released. Maybe illness or fatigue showed up this last year, not to punish you, but as a teacher to remind you, slow down, align, let me catch up to what your soul already knows. And beautiful ones, this has been the journey for us all this last year. The unmasking didn't just happen in the mind or the spirit, it's been unfolding in the body. And now the body is ready to step into the truth alongside the soul. And during this time, this whole last year, we discovered something else, our power as a group. So, all around us, you can see, if you remember back this whole last year, we begin to saying, or people begin saying no to fear. Workplaces started shifting as more voices refused to hide who they are. Families broke patterns of silence and began speaking truths that had been buried for generations. Movements rose as communities remembered they have a say in how this future unfolds. Probability bent because authenticity was chosen. Uranus gave us epiphanies, sudden clarity that we don't have to keep playing old roles. Pluto, he gave us depth, the courage to face what was hidden in our shadows, in our systems, and in our souls. And piece by piece, the mask began to slip this last year, not just from individuals, but from entire communities and structures we thought would never change. So I'd like for you to ask yourself this. Where have you seen the mask slip? In your own world or in the world around you? But remember, partial eclipses only expose. So last year it was just to expose. They show us what needs to change, but they don't yet seal the story. Now, total eclipses, that's completion. They bring endings that cannot be undone and revelations that cannot be ignored. So, last year, the truth knocked at our door, all of us. And this year, the truth moves in. Hear me when I say this. What was whispered a year ago is now shouting. This is not a glimpse. This is revelation. This is the total Pisces lunar eclipse of September 7th, 2025. A partial eclipse exposes, a total eclipse completes. Think of it like the story arc. Last year, you saw the first cracks in the mask. This year, the mask itself is going to dissolve. Okay? And I felt it too in my nodal returns. Spirit has been relentless. Trust me. The truth can't stay half lived anymore. It is time to step into your identity. So let me know, what about you? Have you noticed the rules or the roles you used to play no longer fit? The way your body refuses to carry the stress it once endured? The friendships, the work, the patterns you can no longer fake your way through? That's the eclipse preparing you. It's not punishing you. Remember, these planets and stars are here to help us. So it is helping prepare us. Okay? The Pisces Virgo axis demands alignment. Pisces dissolves illusion. Remember that. Virgo anchors truth in the body. And together they say, your spirit and your body must finally match. That's why this year, exhaustion has spoken louder. That's why grief has resurfaced in the body even after your soul has already processed it, because the body is no longer allowed to lag behind. That's what's happening here. And this is why I started doing what I do this last year, because it's not enough to know the stars. We need ways to live them. That's why I give you the modalities like the breath work and the tapping and the nervous system resets and the meditations and the acupressure and the rituals and the hypnosis, all of that. Those are tools that aren't just for this eclipse, but for every season of your becoming, because astrology points the way, but embodiment carries you there. Now, let me say this again so it really sinks in. Knowledge alone won't carry you through this eclipse. Embodiment will. And that's why I give you the tools, because your soul already knows, but your body is asking for help to live it. The Pisces Virgo axis doesn't just demand alignment in theory, it demands it in practice. And this is why I begin offering more than just the astrology, because it's not enough to understand the stars. You need ways to integrate them into your nervous system, into your breath, into your daily rituals. So let me give you 4 practices that will carry you through this eclipse and into the life you've been building since last year. Now, this first one is like a water release ritual or water release steps to take, however you want to say it, whatever your belief system is. And I want you to do this tonight, okay? If you've been carrying masks, this is where you set them down, okay? So I want you to write 3 masks you've already dropped this last year, right? Identities or roles that no longer serve you. Write those out. Then I want you to place the paper in salted water and watch the ink dissolve. And then I want you to pour the water back into Mother Earth and let her transmute it. This tells the universe what dissolves here dissolves everywhere. Okay? Now, the second one that you can use is like capturing your dreams, because Pisces is heightened right now. So you're going to get a lot of dreams, a lot of feelings, a lot of like knowing. Okay. So Pisces speaks in dreams, and this eclipse will speak loudest when your eyes are closed. All right. So I want you to keep a journal by your bedside, or some paper with a pen, right? And you can title them like Revelation 1, 2, and 3. Okay. And when you wake, write the fragments. No matter how strange or incomplete they are in your dreams, I want you to write them down, even if they don't make sense. These pages will hold the guidance your waking mind can't always reach. Okay. So write them down, even if it doesn't make any sense. Just write what you see, write what you remember, write what you feel. Okay. So the third one is to help your lymphatic system and your breath activation. Okay. Your body is not a bystander in this eclipse. It's the altar. All right. So what I'd like for you to do is spend 3 minutes a day with this practice. Okay. From the eclipse forward, I would like for you to spend 3 minutes a day with this practice. And I want you to just tap gently at the base of the neck and under the arm. And then inhale deeply into your belly and exhale slowly through the mouth, right? It's simple, but it tells your body you are included in the mission. Okay. It's signaling to your body you are included in this mission. Okay. So the last one is, if Pisces dissolves boundaries, Virgo over here, and we're going to have this Virgo in 2 weeks. Virgo teaches you how to draw them again in truth. Okay. So Virgo is going to help you structure, right? And we're going to have, and I'll put the Virgo solar eclipse that I've done over here already. Each day after this eclipse, I would like for you to speak this aloud and say to your body, my body is included in my mission. My truth is my sanctuary. And then what I'd like for you to do is act from it. So choose one relationship, one area of your life where the new you takes a new step. And this is because boundaries aren't walls. They're the lines where truth finally lives. All right, beautiful ones, let me leave you with this. Completion doesn't mean comfort. Completion means clarity. This eclipse doesn't ask if you're ready. It asks if you'll say yes to who you already are. And beautiful ones, this isn't the end of the story. We are right in the middle. 2 weeks from now, that Virgo solar eclipse arrives, completing the polarity of the Pisces and Virgo axis. Okay. So if you want to see how this arc unfolds, body and soul, spirit and structure, go watch my forecast for the Virgo solar eclipse on September 21st. It's coming up. I'll put that right here. It's the next chapter, and you don't want to miss how it all ties in together. Until then, don't forget to hype this video so it reaches the ones still searching. And remember, your body is included in your mission. I'll see you in the Virgo eclipse.